Lord, that's dope. Ow.
Swipe right on that bitch. Live from the Warfield, this is the Industry Special.
Welcome to the Industry Special, episode 20. We got a cameraman. I hope he didn't fuck this up. This is like the second take right now. I'll probably post a blooper. Yeah, he fucked up. We got two new faces on here. We got Mimi.
Hi.
And we have Mr. Williams over here. All right, so I worked with Mr. Williams. I know her from shows, going and attending and shit. She's always
a great
somewhere.
Patron.
A great patron. And both of these individuals I have had separate conversations on actually doing podcasts with, so I thought it would be good to put them on at the same damn time. So, and they're both fucking leaving the state probably soon. Well, you're definitely leaving soon.
Definito, yes.
And he's kind of sort of leaving soon.
Leaving the area.
Leaving the area.
The
Oh, that's right.
He's like,
yeah,
I ain't trying to go nowhere else in this piece of shit country.
All right, well, let's toast to that. Come on, Alex, get your ass up. Yellow.
Hi.
We're toasting.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Happy fucking New Year.
2019.
Episode 20.
Oh,
That peaked. All right, pop that champagne.
it's kind of like a mint, but not really.
So Mimi gifted us with some
That's exactly what it's like.
with some literal France's finest.
Still good.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Oh fuck! Hey, pick up my cup for me, Alex.
Wait a sec. Got the Fernet in
No.
there. Oh, there you go. Prepared.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mimi gifted us with a bottle of France's finest Corbel. I think that's actually Californian.
I was doing it to
Sparkling wine,
celebrate
but-
Not champagne.
2019 because it's the new year, but then you said it was the 20th episode, so
Yeah.
it's kind of fitting.
I'm just
for
like,
a
you know,
lot of
you
reasons.
could have got us like, you know, a little better bottle. You know. I mean, when you're drinking top flight, top shelf
Honestly, my mouth is like a little numb.
Fernetti, that's what she said. And that's what it does. That.
Have you ever had kava?
Yes,
Yeah, I went to this kava.
it's like
lounge in
sweet Spanish
SF. Have you had it?
sparkling
it's
wine.
the same thing, just from a different region.
Oh,
They're all
okay.
sparkling wines.
No, kava. It's like a
Kava
root.
brew. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
It's sweet.
it's a sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Kava's a sparkling wine. Yes.
Oh, because I
But
went
it's
to
like
the
Prosecco. Prosecco is a sparkling wine. Italian Cava.
because they have a
sparkling wine,
kava lounge
Spanish.
in San Francisco, and like they say they make non-alcoholic drinks. So it's like kava. It has like another thing in there that's for relaxation. It's not legalized in the U.S. yet, but it's like a root.
Are you sure
And
about
it's-
this?
yeah.
Do we need to fact check her?
No, it's a real thing. I went there. It's on Thizz.
Alex, you are the official fact checker. Actually, his phone's gonna die, so that's probably not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Okay.
I know Cava in the sense of
the sparkling wine.
wines.
That's
Yeah,
why
sure.
I'm confused because I've never heard of kava the sparkling wine, but I have heard of kava this root, so that's why. But anyways, kava the root will make your mouth numb like Fernet.
All right, you need to talk to
So-
the mic a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
All right, so we are going to start talking about shows and shit. So the last show that I worked was New Year's Eve. You were with me, right, Josh?
I was.
Odessa. How'd you like that?
Show's great.
I've seen a couple of their shows.
Show's very good.
Money was good in comparison to what we've been getting.
True. I mean, for me personally, it was the least I've ever made on New Year's Eve.
I think last year,
I would think
STS
so.
9, I made less. You weren't with us last year, right? You went out of town or something?
Yeah, STS 9.
You were there?
Yeah.
Did we make more money
I
last
was
year?
there all 3 nights.
Oh, fuck. Maybe we did make more money.
See, I would think that you would make less money at STS 9 because of, I don't know, it's like a toss up. STS 9, I feel like the crowd would be smaller than the Odessa crowd, but Odessa, probably a younger crowd that came through.
I can't remember STS 9, honestly. I remember hella lights and shit. fucking stage. Was
Yeah,
fucking
I mean, they're a
insane.
great band. Like, they're coming up at the end of January. Local-ish. Very instrumental. It was hard to predict that crowd. Even Odessa, I personally thought there was going to be a lot of like late 20s, mid 30s people at Odessa.
Yeah.
Because Cascade's at Bill Graham. And
Yeah.
Cascade is what's going to attract a lot of the younger crowds.
Yeah.
that
That
are
18
into
through
electronic
21.
dance music. Because EDM, it's a huge umbrella. It's very hard to predict who shows up.
That's true.
In Odessa, sometimes where we work, it's very positional, depending on what bar you're at. But I kept hearing through the night that every other bar was busy, and we were up in the corner,
Maine.
and it was just
Where were you
It
at?
was quiet, main bar.
Yeah,
It was at Maine.
You guys didn't get no action.
Yeah,
Right?
we sold a bunch of water. I mean, it was great. Like the people I was with was, cool shit. That was the fun part. In years past, I would have been pissed if I wasn't making like really good money on New Year's Eve, but I was with cool people. And,
Who was the bartender with you? You had
I was
had
with Nick,
Yellow.
who I'm a big fan of,
Yeah.
and
my
Autumn,
guy.
who's cool.
Oh yeah, Autumn. That's right. She came back
Bartend
too.
with her
Yellow.
maybe once or twice before. She's cool. Yeah.
I have a question about the yellows.
Yeah.
So, yellow, like when you're saying it back to yourself, is that your own reminder of like, I need to go back and put this yellow on it?
2019.
It is 2000. Did I write 2019?
Yeah, you put 18.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, I make a note to take off edit out any people's names that aren't
Yeah.
giving me like, hey, it's cool to put my name on there because
Oh, okay.
and a lot of times
That's very
you
considerate.
talk shit about somebody or you say, oh, this fucking asshole was drunk as shit at the fucking stage bar.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't want to put their shit on blast like that. Yeah. So that was STS9. We had Erykah Badu. I think that was the show before that. Probably. Who worked that? I worked that.
What, the show before New Year's?
Yeah. Was some before
No,
that?
Zed's Dead.
Zed's Dead. That's
before
right.
that, Erykah Badu.
I don't remember too much from Zed's Dead. It was also EDM, right?
Also EDM, correct?
Yeah.
But no money, from what I remember.
But how is this Erykah Badu show? Because I think that's what
2 years
Me
ago
and
when
the
she was here,
people.
it was way better.
was it.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't as good.
Were you here 2 years ago?
I do not remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked here.
Yeah.
I don't recall whether or not I worked it. I know I've worked at least one of her shows before. She's been here, been in the Warfield a few times throughout the years. Absolutely no recollection if I worked the last. I don't think so.
I remember it so much because like I had just started working for the company, and I remember asking our manager at the wharf at the time. I don't need to even say her name because y'all know, and she was actually doing the scheduling at this point. And I was like, "Hey, what do I got to do to work that shit?" She was like, "It's booked. Can't help you." I'm like, Fuck.
It's
I'm like-
booked.
and I'm like,
Booked and busy.
can I get on the guest list? I've never even asked. She's like, nope, no comps. Fuck it. I'm like, damn, right? So the fucking week before that, or 4 or 5 days before that, is the Barback Games, which I also didn't get to work. And so this asshole fucking shit the bed on that show. And she was so mad at him that she took him off Erykah Badu and put me on.
No.
And that shit was fucking dope. Probably because I was just fucking new.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Erykah. But yeah,
And you thought
What did
every
you do?
show that you had
whatever you just did
was gonna.
had some fucking
Did I?
feedback. You're touching too much.
Okay. So Most Def came out.
Yeah, but I had
That
just saw
seems
Most Def
pretty
like
dope.
2 days before that at the Slams,
Oh.
and I wasn't enthused about that, and everybody else in the crowd kind of was on the same hype. It just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Most Def, Josh?
Do you mean Yasin
Yasin
Bey?
Bey, yeah, two eyes, two eyes. Well, I mean, the marquee said Most Def, the ticket said Most Def.
Sure. I mean, I'm a fan. Most Def.
Yellow. No. All right, so
Subject change.
no, we're still talking the show shit. So yeah, you wanted to. What's your topic? You brought a topic to the table. pertaining to the shows.
I already told you what my topic was.
I know, but the people don't know.
Oh, okay. So for the people.
peeps.
So yeah, I mean,
The peepers.
since you guys are show workers, you're music lovers, you go to
I
shows.
don't know if I'll call me a show worker.
A show worker.
That's our word.
That's your word. You guys aren't barbacks. You're show workers.
We're actually more. We prefer show workas.
Show-workas.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
so you guys are show workers. You're music lovers.
Oh my god.
So my top, and I'm a
gets
music
it.
goer, and I'm a music
She's
lover too.
awake.
So my topic was let's
eye.
just talk about some good shows that we saw in 2018.
Start it off.
Talk about maybe a bad show or some bad shows.
Got a
Maybe
lot
we
of
had
good.
more bad shows than we had good shows.
Yeah.
And then just someone we're looking forward to seeing in 2019 because, you know, I have my list of people that I still want to see live. So,
Start it off.
okay. So I guess.
You want to do like top 5?
Ooh, that's a lot.
I could have sworn that's what you were saying that you wanted.
I didn't say top 5, but definitely some shows
Okay, top
that.
3 or what?
Yeah.
It has to be a number. You don't want to say because I feel like your ass will go on like the list that you had. Oh man, I saw 18 great shows this year.
I don't feel like I saw 18 great shows. I saw some that stood out to me that I enjoyed. So for one of them, that would be Janet Jackson. I saw her at Outside Lands. But I also, like maybe 30 minutes before she came on, I saw Salt and Pepper. Salt and Pepper.
Here we
Salt
go
and
again with
Pepper.
this hard ER.
Salt and Pepper. They were also really good.
They were in the little Heineken tent, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Hendrix?
Yeah. Oh, you guys worked Outside Lands.
Of course we worked
So
there.
yeah, maybe you guys had some shows that you liked from there. But those were the two that really stood out for me. And then throughout
Also,
the year,
nobody mentioned Spinderella. I mean, she's tantamount to both Salt and
Yeah.
Pepper.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
I saw JMSN at the Independent about a month ago. JMSN.
Like you said, Jameson.
Jameson.
What to say you're drinking? Independent?
He was a great show.
What is that? What kind of music is that?
I guess you would say more of like a funky.
Funky like
Oh wow, I'm
Like
saying
Prince?
him a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
Do they
You
slap?
think he
Do they
might
slap
think
at the
he's
bass?
Prince. He did
Is it
slap
that
at the bass
funky?
pretty hard.
Okay.
they decided to base on mine though.
If you slap at the bass, I mean, you're getting into funk.
Yeah,
getting funky
he was
there.
slapping the bass pretty hard.
But did he slap at the bass? Like that? Because that's really, you really getting it.
So those were a couple good shows that I saw. That was towards the end of the year, though. Beginning of the year, I went to the Georgia Smith show in April.
That's it, Georgia.
Georgia.
There you go.
I know how to pronounce
I
words.
think you got a little ER in there too. I think you're heavy on this ER.
I never said Georgia. Who would say that?
Racist for real, racist.
I'm racist.
Jesus.
All right.
It's that North Baconer. Continue.
So she was a good show to see. A not so great show. The Internet. I actually really like them as a band, but I saw them twice last year. Once at Soul Bloom Festival in Sacramento, and then once at Outside Lands. And both times they had technical issues. And then at Outside Lands, they were on stage for only like 20 minutes. So,
How you have technical issues? We don't even have technical issues.
but that's what I'm saying. They are a great band. I just think they haven't been in spaces that big. They haven't done festivals yet. So, I don't know. Who knows?
Did you see them at the Regency?
No. Yeah, and then when I think
yeah,
about,
I think that was them there. Or no, what's the one it's like the head chick like solo now?
Sid.
Yeah, that's who was there. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Kid shit.
Yeah, I guess that's the kid.
What about you,
shit.
Josh? What you got? Some shit you like, some shit you hate.
What for the year?
Yeah. Whatever comes to mind.
I don't know. It's a giant blur. Mostly what's recent. I saw Nine Inch Nails recently.
Oh
They were
man,
stellar as
I heard
per
that
usual.
shit was fucking going down. Where was that at?
Going down like how?
Like like a plane. No, I'm playing.
As if the quality of the show is.
No, I meant like going down like good, like positive, like jamming,
Yeah, like blowing the roof off.
jamming,
Yes, it was.
jamming on the one.
It was indeed. I hung out with some friends up in the crowd, which I regretted only in the sense of they have a much simpler light show, but their show is designed to be seen, not necessarily from the crowd, but from further back. And in the past, like I've seen Nine Inch Nails 7-8 times. They had Lights in the Sky tour many, many years ago. There were multiple LED screens dropping in front of each other. Very much an intensive light show. And while this tour was a little more rudimentary is not the right word, but in comparison, it's almost apt. But it was still very well put together. And so I was in the crowd. I've been in Nine Inch Nails crowds towards the stage. So while it was, it was a fantastic show. They played a lot of great songs I wanted to see, but the only thing for me is that I would have enjoyed it a lot better being in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were closer than you would like to have been.
Well, not that I would like to have been, but I realized afterwards that I was missing out on seeing, sort of being able to see
Like a panoramic picture of it all.
Yeah.
So like if you're sitting and you go to the movie theater and you're too far in the front,
Yeah.
you can't like.
Because going to a show, I mean,
like that type of shit.
Well, yeah.
Like when we
well,
saw
different
Action
means-
I
Park.
just realized I was
from the movie
missing
theater,
out on
but-
what they were putting together. And I have been up front in previous Nine Inch Nails shows, and it wasn't until this one I realized, once you're up front for a Nine Inch Nails show, you've been up front for a Nine Inch Nails show.
it's not something you have to do every time you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a fantastic show. I'm very glad I picked up a ticket. I would have preferred to be in back, but otherwise no complaints. It was amazing.
Where did they play at?
Bill Graham, Civic.
How do you feel about Bill Graham? People are real divisive about.
I like Bill Graham. The last time before that, I saw the DJ Zoo,
Yeah.
which I didn't know very well, but I happened to go there that night with people I met at Burning Man the week before. So it was a very interesting experience having come back from that and then having friends I met from that be here in the city. And now we're going to see this other DJ. So that was a lot of fun. I think before that was D. Antwoord.
When was that? Oh, that wasn't long ago, wasn't it?
It was a while
Last year?
ago. Yeah.
Well, obviously last year. But
I don't know. I'm the worst person to ask what year.
One of our
or when some show was.
one of our little half bartender, half managers who doesn't work here anymore. She was talking about going to that. So it must have been like the beginning of the year, I think. I don't know.
Huh? It was a while ago.
Any shows that were particularly horrible that you didn't think were going to be horrible?
Or that you knew were going to be horrible and you were exactly right.
Oh, we have a ton of those.
Well, those are too many to name.
Okay. So you're going with more of, I was surprised they were horrible.
That's what surprisingly
Yeah,
bad.
I don't know. I don't think there really was anything. There's nothing that really stands out in my mind that I went to. Well, especially not that I went to, because what I go to is, I don't know. I listen to good music, but it's rare that something
Humble brag.
doesn't turn out very well.
All right, question. So you put me on to the Death Grips, right? So I remember last year of course not last year. I think it was 2016, 2017. They opened for Ministry, right?
Oh, it was last year. It was
Yeah.
like last November.
Yeah, 2017. What? Why do you?
Oh, I'm just smiling while I'm listening to you guys talk
So
because I'm enjoying
great. Just
your perspective.
Just say every minute and a half. What are you doing?
So I picked up this plate. There's so much cocaine on it.
Nice.
All right. In case you guys didn't hear that, Alex has picked up a plate in Jerry's room, and it has cocaine all over it. You don't.
Did
fucking
Jerry
say.
leave it for us?
Please lick it. Lick it now.
He left these cups
Lick
for
it.
us.
Lick it.
It is not
Lick it.
Jerry's knowledge.
Lick it.
Okay.
Taste it.
We'll see what's up.
He He's going.
Tastes like fentanyl.
I always carry Narcan. I have Narcan in my fucking backpack right now.
You also have. You're going to have Zelda in your backpack too. But yeah, so Ministry was playing in Death Grips Open, right?
Correct.
I remember that show because after Death Grips, half the crowd left.
Yeah, because it was a terrible pairing.
Yes. So this year,
Horrible pairing.
were you here for this show? They had
the Ministry one?
Yeah.
Yes, I came to that show.
So they're supposed to have Carpenter Brute as the opener.
Yeah, but they had visa issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they couldn't
yeah,
even
because
get
they're
in here.
They're very foreign.
So, but also the same thing happened. As Ministry was about to go on, like half the fucking crowd left.
Yeah. A mass
What the
exodus.
fuck? Yeah, what the fuck?
Well, again, I would agree that Carpenter Brute and Ministry, not a good pairing. Carpenter Brute is synthwave. Synthwave is EDM style that is very much incorporating 80s sounds.
Yeah.
And then there's synthwave, there's dark synthwave. There's a lot of artists that do many different styles under the moniker of synthwave. I would say I like that style. Carpenter Brute is very good. But again, it was a weird pairing. The last time I had actually gone to a Ministry show, they had headlined the Regency. And this was 2016, maybe 2015. And they were fantastic. It was an excellent show. And I'm pretty sure it didn't even sell out then. So for them to then pair up with next round, Death Grips. Death Grips, when they were here at the Warfield, they sold it out.
Oh shit! See, I wasn't working there.
Yeah.
And it was just them. See, and Death Grips is from Sacramento, so local. And we get a lot of crowds that are coming from
There's a lot of
Central Valley.
is Death Grips more of under the umbrella of EDM or it's metal?
Oh, it's neither. Death Grips.
Oh, okay.
Death Grips is experimental hip hop.
Oh, all right.
Death Grips is experimental hip hop along the same lines of there's a band called Horror, HO9909. Horror.
Yeah, I think I've heard of.
In the same
Seen-
realm. It's,
yeah.
Right. It's experimental hip hop.
Okay.
And Death Grips, they headlined here, sold out. Or right on the verge of being sold out. They had no opener. Okay. And they say the show starts at 9. And people showed up at 9. And there was still like another hour before they come on.
Yeah.
And so they come on. And there's no light set up. It's just, and Death Grips is a vocalist, a guy on like a keyboard, electronic setup, and a drummer. And they came out. There wasn't anything special with the lights. No opener. And that was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It was extremely intense. There was they didn't talk at all. There was like
They just went
little
song after song
yeah,
after
little
song.
to no
I
transition
love
in the
that.
song. And they didn't utilize like the stage as far as enhancing the show. It was the intensity
Just
of the
their
show
talent
itself. Yeah.
and what
I
they're
mean,
trying to bring to
even to
people.
a point that I had seen a former production manager here after that, and he was like, "Was that not like the best show you've ever seen?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was really intense." Because Death Grips is a very unique sounding group.
I'm excited to go look them up now.
Oh yeah,
You've set them up
No,
greatly.
they're fantastic. I mean, it's this combination of hip hop, punk, and metal that you couldn't envision on your own. They have excellent videos, and they're abstract. They're out there, and their performances are second to none.
Okay.
So, for them to be paired with Ministry industrial, they've been around for years. Like, I think since when I was first told about Ministry was when I was, I don't know, 16, 17 maybe. And I'm
not trying to
35,
age you.
so-
I was about to be like, that's a
I'm
long
35.
time ago.
No, it was. I mean, we're talking about mid 90s.
Yeah.
96, 97. And for them to pair with something like Death Grips, it was very obvious that it wasn't a match. But what I will say, what I did hear from the Ministry show is that security did end up confiscating a lot of various drugs from the crowd and from more of the ministry crowd, and it was intimated to me that they were mostly speed related drugs.
Oh.
You're right.
When you first said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
no.
when you did like speed relay, I'm like,
Oh yeah, no. Apparently at ministry there was a ton of
So they're
ton of
smoking meth
conversations
in
of,
the fucking building.
yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to smoke meth.
Well,
Yeah, you don't always.
We're going to transition to the drugs coming soon. But,
Coming soon. After the break.
okay, yeah, because I don't know anything. No, we're not. There's no fucking break.
No, I know that's
I
just
thought you
something.
were trying to
I thought
get up
that's
and
just
pee or something. I'm about to say.
no, that's just something that people say
Hard pass.
when they have breaks in their
So,
shows.
did you go to any shows outside of work related that stood out this year? Other than, well, I guess the 9 Inch Nails thing would be considered kind of work because.
Well, yeah, because the company I work for works at venue, sure.
I mean, you did travel, kind of, you know.
Well, I did
go
travel.
see a
The most
show.
recent thing I traveled to, I saw a band called Minus the Bear in Seattle.
I like them.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Why
went
would
with
you
my
want to
best friend,
minus
my best friend and his
Bear?
wife, who's also one of my closest friends. They love that band, and we went to Seattle to see one of their final shows. It's a band they've been around for 17,
I know
18
they're.
years.
Shouts out to
I
Seattle.
saw them like years ago when I was in high school.
I'm sure, and they announced that they were ready to call it quits, and you know they did a show here. They put out an EP, and my friends who are huge fans put together a trip, and we're like,
That's cool.
"We'll take care of the arrangements, douchebag. You just pay us money and come." And I was like, "Okay."
That's the best way to do it.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah.
When
Well,
you
yeah.
don't have to do anything yourself.
No,
You just throw
no.
one
I
for the
did
ride.
not have to do anything. I just had to pay it
Yeah.
when it became time, and that's how I go to things. Sometimes.
Boss.
That's how I go.
Boss baller. Shot caller. All right. So, for me,
I know we didn't. I guess pass the mic to you
I have
since it's your
been
podcast.
outside of work. What shows have I fucking attended? I went to.
When did we see Run the Jewels?
I was gonna bring them up when you
Was
had
that
brought
this
up.
year? I think that might have
I don't
been
know.
late
Yeah,
last
I
year.
don't know if it was
I think
like-
that was late 2017.
That's a fair guess.
I thought they just played out
I remember
here.
having my fucking Will Smith.
Oh, your Christmas
hoodie.
thing. You sure did.
Yeah.
So it was probably last December.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was fucking dope. Even though our spot that we could watch was as bad as you could have, but like the feel was pretty fucking great. I saw Amber Mark at the Great American Music Hall. She fucking put it down. Shout out to you, Amber Mark.
She blew it off.
Blew it. I mean, like the fucking champagne. Yeah. Other than that, I can't think of anything. Working the show, what was good? I usually just think about the money at this point.
Well,
Nothing is.
were you there for Kamasi, Washington?
I'm so fucking glad you said that because that's what in my mind earlier I was like Amber Mark, Kamasi Washington. Yes, Kamasi Washington. That was like the best show I've seen since the Erykah Badu show in 2016. That shit was fucking amazing. That's one of those shows where I'm like not even looking at the set list to see what time they're going off. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking, that shit was fucking super duper dope. I was not expecting that. And Josh, OG Josh, not this Josh, he is a super fan of Kamasi Washington. Why are you looking like that? You going to be OG Josh? I'll call you OG Josh. Okay, New G Josh.
New G.
New G Josh. Josh C. He's all about the Kamasi Washington shit. So yeah, that was, I had no idea what I was coming into for that. The fucking sound check, I remember like, damn, this is sick.
Yeah.
And then the show was even fucking better. It was just like, it was like a jam band, but like jazzy, funky hip hop with a bunch of fucking black people on stage instead of
I'm
being like
for it.
old white people.
I'm for it.
Yeah, it was dope. It was crazy dope.
So
super,
what's
super jazzy, super funky. Go
a
ahead.
show that was surprisingly horrible?
All of the, surprisingly horrible.
Something that maybe you looked forward to and they just didn't show up the way you thought they were going to.
It's probably a lot of those. It's probably a lot of where it shows that I'm not even knowing who the person is, and I'm asking Josh. I usually go to him first when
Well,
I'm asking.
yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
hard to answer because there were so many artists this year that at least for me, I didn't know what to expect. But I find it very hard to think of at least something in the past year that an artist I knew, and then going into it being like, oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We kind of expect the horrible at this point. We expect the HO9909.
no, that's not great. They're
Do you
awesome.
have anyone
No,
that?
expect the horror.
Awesome. But
No,
horrors,
not saying they are horrible.
No, but they're the best.
Okay. All right. What were you about to say?
I was just gonna say, do you guys have anyone that you are looking forward to seeing in 2019?
Can't say so. No.
That's how I kind of feel because
the
I
next
thought
show
about
here
this
is
in
going
my
to
head.
be like
and-
a Jerry tribute type show, right? It was on the marquee outside.
Yeah, it'll be good for us.
So I'm looking forward to that because it's going to be
Yeah.
a lot of money and a lot of kegs blown. They drink beer and they come with cash to tip. So I am all about that. See you fucking January 11th or 12th or some shit.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think the reason why I can't say who I'm looking forward to seeing this year is because last year I saw a lot of shows, and a lot of the music that I would look forward to seeing are people who don't tour anymore.
Like,
Well, I mean, a lot of good music that's older music. Those people
Like?
don't. Okay, like I'm not going to see Tupac anytime soon. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
He kind of died a while.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like you listen to
Well,
Diddy.
I don't know.
no,
actually.
I mean Diddy,
take that.
Sean Puffy. No,
I don't know. Maybe you guys feel the same, that a lot of the artists that you like and listen to, they don't tour anymore. Like you just said, Mice the Bears, and you're never going to be able to see them again if you want to. So
sure, but
They'll come back.
I'm just taking them as an example.
No, I get that. I'm the wrong person to talk to about that because I always seek out new music. So
Okay.
I'll go see shows that's like 30
So you're
people
for
at a
like the
random
up and
bar.
coming. You're not necessarily just about
Oh,
listening to.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, he knows about all
Okay.
kind of shit. Like, it's crazy with this motherfucker. Like, we'll be at a show and I'm like, what the fuck is this? He's like, I love this. I'm like, what? You? He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's walking over with a fucking vinyl he just went and bought from the table. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, he fucks with everything. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not looking forward to much of anything. I'm looking forward to some money, but I'm playing
looking
by
forward
ear.
to STS9.
When is that?
Yeah.
STS9 is really good.
When is that?
It's like end of January,
Oh, well, let's do it.
25th, 26th. I mean, it's great music.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I like them a lot.
Like pre-production, we were talking about. She was pushing this out there, and he was trying to say, "Man, we worked so many shows, and he's worked 5 times the amount I have." It's a blur. It really
Yeah.
is. Like, I did go to San Jose and see George Clinton, who was supposed to be his last tour. If he doesn't die, it's not his last tour. He's
Yeah.
coming back getting that money.
He would be cool to see.
It was horrible.
Is
He's
it?
old as fuck.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying too. It's like a lot of artists that are older.
But it was like the funk fest, so they had like 20 fucking funk
Yeah.
bands, and they all came out and did like 2 of their hits and shit, and then he ended it. But like, he's old as shit, and also he never really was like the head. He just came out and talked,
Yeah.
and let everybody else get funky. He's almost just like the Puff Daddy of the shit, right? And that's like an old Puff Daddy of some funk.
Yeah.
Not the best. But I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. I sometimes think that I've seen a lot, like when I was looking back on my 2018, I thought, oh, wow, I've seen a lot of shows. But you are right. You actually do this for work. So the amount of shows I saw last year is probably what you guys saw within like 2 or 3 months
No, a month.
or a month.
Depends.
How many? It was like what? Yeah, like 20.
Yeah, I had about 20.
Yeah, it's about a month.
Oh, busy ass month, sure.
Oh well, shit. November shows every day.
Well, yeah, exactly. Busy month. But like January coming up, there's like what, 5 months or 5 shows?
5 months in January.
5 months in January. An entire 5 months in January.
All right, we're going to transition from the show shit until there was this great movie that came out in the last month. Well, it's about 3 weeks. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I went and saw it, and then I saw it again, and it was fucking amazing. And you thought,
I actually haven't seen it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
heard
You
that
suck.
it was boring.
all right, so we're gonna. Should I just mute her now? Go ahead, Josh. How'd you like that movie? What's your thoughts?
Well, that movie was fantastic.
I'm
But-
not saying I thought it was boring.
Oh no, I get
I'm
it.
saying
I
heard it
totally
was
get it.
boring.
Yeah, sure. And whoever you heard that from doesn't like movies.
Okay.
They also might be in a vegetative state, and they were just like looking like what's this? What was the guy who died? Stephen Hawking. Like he just look at the screen and like talk. He looked like this and like I fucking hate you.
Do you think he would have thought the movie was boring, or
Oh, he'd loved it.
he probably would have, to be honest?
He also was a computer, but go ahead.
Right. So now that we've
Yes.
checked quadriplegics off the list,
Fuck him.
that needs to be edited out.
We're not yellowing that. Fuck him. I'm talking about specifically Stephen Hawking, not every person in a wheelchair.
Hard pass.
Hard pass. Yeah. You agree, right? Stephen Hawking, yeah, fuck him. I'll take Bill Nye.
I don't know. I'm not sure if every black hole looks the same. I mean, I don't want to assume it, but
You haven't been in every black hole.
Whoa.
I don't know. But
Sounds like a challenge.
Black Hole Challenge 2019.
Yeah. So, any more thoughts on the Into the Spider-Verse, Josh?
I know I didn't really get your thoughts. I'm sorry.
It was fantastic. It was probably one of the best animated films I've ever seen. But I think a lot of it has to do with at 35 now, growing up at the age where on KTVU2 there was the Spider-Man and the X-Men shows, and we were fed a lot of Marvel content.
Yeah.
During formative years, which even actually includes Power Rangers. The newest Power Rangers, not terrible.
I didn't know there was a new Power Rangers.
Yeah, there was a
either.
movie like a year or two ago. Like, I mean, if you grew up in that era and you literally remember coming home in the afternoons and seeing Power Rangers on TV,
I know,
it
dude.
actually wasn't the worst ever. Like,
I was the typical cliche pink Power Ranger.
well, there you go.
Wasn't she Asian?
You do look
No,
like Amy
that-
Jo. No, that was the
Yellow.
yellow one. What?
Yellow.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Why
Of
would you even
course.
ask? Why would you even ask?
didn't watch.
So, what was the Green Ranger? Who's this? A green-eyed white man? Was that what the Green Ranger was?
He was more. He was like a brunette guy with green eyes, I think.
Whatever.
I just know that the rest of them were dudes. There was
was the
only
Black
2
Ranger.
girls.
Yellow and pink.
Yeah. Color of their nipples. So yeah, I loved Into the Spider-Verse. I'm not a big movie person. I might say
We like small movies,
yeah, real small, like
little
The tiniest.
teeny tiny movies.
teeny tinies.
I'm surprised that you say you're not a big movie person.
I don't go to the movies. I don't watch Netflix for movies, or I watch
Oh.
documentaries or something like that. But I loved that shit. Loved that shit. I went and saw it twice, and I hate 3D. I went and saw that shit in 3D.
I hate
I saw
3D.
3D IMAX the first time, and then obviously because it was
Gives me a
Christmas
headache.
time, they put fucking Grinch on that bitch again. So I just saw regular 3D after that. But like the way they have the little dots, the little comic book dots, I forgot what they're called. Ben something dots. Who none of you guys are comics. Whatever.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the little
I mean,
dots.
I understood what they were doing.
Well, I didn't know what the name was until I was like looking into like
Ellipsis?
no,
No.
You haven't even seen the movie.
No, but he's saying dots.
no,
But
the comic book
It's-
dots. Like when
It's
you
a
read the
reference
comic
too.
and
From
they have
the art style
Yes, yes,
of
yes.
dotting.
so they have
but
that.
I think he was also trying to. There was an old, not
sorry, I
real
missed
old
part of the-
Spider-Man video game, but there was a Spider-Man video game that encompassed like the noir Spider-Man, like the Nick Cage Spider-Man that we
Did
saw in
they?
the movie. Yeah, there was a video game that came out several years ago. It's not super old. It might have been PlayStation only. I don't know. I never played it, but there was a video game about the multiverses of Spider-Man
Oh shit.
that came out probably a solid 8 to 10 years ago.
Oh, I didn't even catch them. I've never played a Spider-Man game until the one that just came out earlier this year, and that was pretty fucking good. But this movie with the fucking art style, with the fucking it looks like a comic book,
Okay.
but it's animated. It's fucking dope. Like the story's good, the pacing is good. You know, it's kind of predictable, but of course every movie is. But it was like it's good. It was fucking good. It was the best shit since Ratatouille. Shout out to you, son.
Ratatouille's a great movie.
I don't know.
I
Zootopia was pretty fantastic.
Zootopia was good,
Zootopia is
but
pretty
I
good,
like
too.
Spider-Man a little more than Zootopia. But I liked Zootopia as well.
Yeah.
I was very surprised by Zootopia.
I was too, because it was kind of one of those.
Well, plus
not
it was
that
a
talked
Disney
about.
animated film that
Yeah.
wasn't Pixar.
Yeah.
And
I'm
what
gonna
has
say
come
it.
out-
I didn't like Incredibles. I didn't like it. I
didn't
just
like the
watched
first
the new
one.
one.
Just the new one?
Yeah, the new one. I just watched it. It was.
Well, because it was meant to appease people who are fans of the first one.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the first one though.
I didn't.
But then,
I don't know. I have some controversial thoughts on animated
You
movies.
got a
but
lot of controversial shit going on.
I don't think Toy Story is that great.
Alex, do you want to put your 2 cents in for Spider-Man?
Just saying.
Yeah, just
Well, you got to talk into the microphone.
let me know, man.
Josh will go ahead. Josh, toss that microphone to him.
What?
Lean your ass in over here. You might get in the camera. You might not.
Well, Ratatouille is fucking great, but that Spider-Man movie was the
Talk
shit.
into the mic.
Oh, well, that. Jeez,
Not
Spider-Man
your
was
chain.
Fucking tight.
There we go. Alex has been drinking for 4 days straight, so
Hello.
2019.
Going on pretty strong. It's pretty good so far.
it was good. Okay, great. All right. Now we're going to transition into a little game. I like to play. Or used to like to play with another guy.
I was so disappointed in that.
What?
she doesn't even know Alex, and she's giving him disapproving looks.
Oh yeah, everybody gives him disapproving looks though.
Yeah.
He thrives off the disapproving looks. That's why he has 2 bandanas on today, because he's doubling
Are you
up the
wearing two
disapprove.
bandanas?
It's cold outside, okay?
It's cold outside. All right, we're going to play
Baby, it's cold outside.
CEO or basketball player with Mimi, who is the daughter of a basketball player, correct?
That's a true story.
Pretty large human. Which is why she's a very tall woman. She's an Amazon. She's like 6'7".
Yep. I'm pretty big.
Are you ready for this?
Dun 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 dun.
That's what I'm saying. I kinda need my theme music. Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh,
for
you
it.
ready for this?
Come on, do it again.
Dun 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 dun. I'm done.
Okay.
All right, that was good though.
I'm no longer ready for this.
All right, so I'm going to name said player. You tell me if it's CEO, or not said player, but said name. You tell me if it's CEO of a Fortune 500 company or a basketball player. It's 8 of them. It's not 4 and 4 though, so it's up to you. Ready?
Do I get to guess?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you
No,
play with me? Or
he knows a little more.
does he?
Yeah,
How do you know that?
he watches a little bit of sports. He has a couple sports apps on his phone. He probably gets a little notifications here and there about what's happening in the world. He's also a Raider fan. Shout out to Sebastian Janikowski.
Yes, Janikowski.
All right, number 1,
Okay.
Indra Nooyi. Come on.
So you said it's CEO or
CEO or basketball player?
Indra Nooyi? I'm gonna say basketball player.
I have a guess. Is it the CEO of Pepsi?
No. Number 2, Larry Merlot.
So you're telling me that you're not gonna tell me if I'm right till
I'm going to tell you at the end.
okay. Larry Monroe.
Merlot.
Merlot.
Larry Monroe. Sounds like a fucking president. Come on, hurry up. Come on.
CEO.
All right. Number 3, Nerlens Noel. Come on.
It sounds like a basketball player.
I hope that's a basketball
Yeah,
player's name, 'cause
but it
that's-
probably will end up being a CEO.
That's the best.
What's your pick?
I'm saying it's a basketball player, but I think it's a CEO.
You're going basketball player.
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, Randall Stevenson.
Basketball player.
Number, what is
I
that?
said that with like some
5.
assurance.
Al Farouk Aminu.
CEO.
Number 6, Pascal Siakam. Come on.
Again, I'm going to say basketball player, but I think it's probably going to be a CEO.
All right. Number 7, Andre Kalantzopoulos.
Basketball player.
And 8, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
That's a basketball player as well.
All right. So, number 1, Indra Nooyi, you said
What did I say? Did you?
You said basketball player. I don't.
Okay,
I'm not writing this
I
shit
didn't
down.
remember.
Yeah, I just said
I'm
CEO.
honestly gonna be honest.
It is the CEO of Pepsi. Yes.
Yeah.
It is the CEO.
Yeah.
Is it the
Yes, it's an Indian woman.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah. Number 2.
I fucking won this podcast.
It's yours now. Take it to Ellie with you. Please don't. Larry Merlot, you said
I said CEO.
of CVS.
Oh, okay.
Nerlens Noel, you said
Basketball player.
he is the center of the Thunder. I'm just literally recycling this from whenever this was me and Josh's first
From
one we
the
did.
fuck.
From the fuck.
Recycling it from the fuck.
Oh yeah. Ooh. That was 3. Number 4, Randall Stevenson. You said
CEO.
basketball player.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I went.
It's on
I went
wax,
basketball
and I
player,
remember.
CEO, basketball player.
No, you
CEO,
didn't.
And then I.
You said Randall Stevenson, and you said basketball player with
Sure.
very, very. You were confident about that. He's the CEO of AT&T.
Okay.
Number
Well, fuck
5,
AT&T.
Al Farouk Aminu.
Both
you said
AT&T.
I have
And
Sprint,
T?
so.
AT&T.
Ooh, auntie.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Like your auntie.
ooh. I have an auntie.
I got an auntie,
Myself.
and she.
I don't have an
she
auntie?
She fries chicken like very, very amazingly.
I don't know. I think Alex is an aunt.
No, auntie.
I mean, there's aunts, there's aunties, and there's aunties.
You got to have at least one auntie.
And then, but there's also vodka and there's vodka.
See, my auntie, I'm talking about who makes fried chicken. She says vodka, no D.
Vodka.
Vodka.
Then I know where
And
she's
she
from.
gets drunk. She goes vodka.
I know where she's from.
She's from San Francisco.
Vernacular.
All right, hold on. Yeah, Al Farouk Aminu. You said CEO.
I think I said basketball player. For
I remember these at the end. The first ones
All
I couldn't
right, well,
remember.
go
anymore.
ahead.
You said CEO. He is a small forward for the Blazers, or he used to be. I can't remember anymore. I won the fucking files for this. Pascal Siakam. You said. I think you said CEO, right?
I think the
I think she said CEO.
sure.
He's a power forward for the Raptors.
Okay.
Number 7 was Andre.
Just Raptors or Velociraptors?
Velociraptors.
The last 2 I said basketball player for both. I remember that.
Andre Kalantzopoulos. You said basketball player. That's CEO Philip Morris.
Oh, okay.
What he's smoking on right now?
What's his last name?
Kalantzopoulos.
I bet he makes great tzatziki
Is that Ziki?
because he's Greek.
Is that
It's a good
Ziki?
song.
Isn't it Zatziki? No?
Dolmas?
All right. Bye.
Spanakopita.
And of course, Giannis is
Yeah.
the Bucks. Oh.
Yes, exactly. I know who he is. 'cause
A
I
bone was
follow
thrown
him.
to you. So you got, what,
I
3?
actually know who he is.
You got Larry Merlot, Nerlens Noel, and Giannis. So you got 3. You suck.
Thank you.
Wait, who's the Larry Merlot guy?
CEO of CBS.
Right?
CEO of what?
CBS.
Merlot?
Yeah. MERLO.
Oh,
I hate to be this
sorry. I was so white.
You're thinking the wine?
Yeah, so I was thinking, who has the last name Merlot? Merlot. But
Am I gonna be charged with first-degree murder if I ask to go to the bathroom?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just-
Unbutton your pants like I told you before. You'll be fine. What are you doing?
I'm going to the
You can't
bathroom.
leave.
You said,
The next topic is all about you.
can you skip the next topic that's all about
I
me?
can't pause anything.
I'm not trying to be
There's no pause button. What do you mean?
bad, but
It's a
I
track.
just,
That's the whole track?
Yeah.
it's a trap.
Well, no, just fucking keep it rolling.
Are you really going to pee on yourself?
Edit that shit
can
out.
you just roll it and then
Yeah, you gotta
edit it
later.
out? I pretty much drank that whole bottle of
You just gotta
champagne.
take a note of like what
It's like-
time it is.
She drank a bottle of champagne. Drank a fucking 40 ounce.
I'm a healthy person. I like to.
And I drank
have
3
my
bottles of water
water.
coming
I
here.
don't-
I'm a healthy person. No, you're
I'm not trying to be a pet.
You're a woman.
I'm
And they
just
pee too
trying to
much.
be real.
Women piss way too much. Okay, let's move this back. While you're gone, me and Josh are going to talk about sports. You got to step over this, though. But you got long ass legs. You'll be fine.
Fuck sports.
Oh, my God. She's going to fucking ruin the podcast is over.
All right.
All right. And then there were 2. So we have on here next Tim Tebow, Colin Kaepernick, This is a subject that Josh brought to the table, so maybe it was good that she left right now.
Well, so, okay. What I brought up earlier, I was trying to fact check, and it wasn't necessarily what I said earlier. However,
Fuck. Okay.
However,
You didn't tell me that.
I did not, and that's okay. So, Tim Tebow did things that may not have been during the anthem, and there's been a big deal made about whether or not he knelt during the anthem and blah, 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 whatever. Okay.
Hold on, time out. For people who don't understand, Tim Tebow is a football player, or was an ex-football player, quarterback, of very, very, very religious beliefs. He also plays baseball now, minor league baseball, and does commentary for ESPN, SEC Network, or some shit. Go ahead.
Yes. So, while Tim Tebow would make a big deal about kneeling at any point, Tim Tebow was making this spectacle of his beliefs. It may not have been during the national anthem as what was picked on with Colin Kaepernick. Correct. However, whatever he was concerned about was allowed while Colin Kaepernick was essentially blackballed
Yeah.
for
Hope you got it all
making
out.
a silent protest. Which I would say arguably equates to what Tim Tebow did. While
Yeah.
Tim Tebow making a spectacle of kneeling and praying during various parts of a football game.
Yeah.
Well, prior to a football game, or even during whatever Tebowing was, whatever. He was making a spectacle of what he believed. Okay. And everyone was like, oh, that's just whatever. That's just Tim being Tim.
Yeah.
Right. So Kaepernick does a silent protest, doesn't say anything, and they make this huge deal about it. And even though there's a mix-up on Tebow kneeling during the national anthem to protest abortion, I looked up that that's not necessarily true. However,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know we were talking about that earlier. However, there's definitely a clear difference of making a spectacle on a national stage. And Tebow was allowed to make a spectacle on a national stage of his religion, Christianity.
Well, I think too, people they're more accepting of, I guess, religious
White people
zealous,
doing things.
I was going to
white
say white
religious
people, right?
zealous
Versus
than
black
they
people
are
doing
than
things?
black people standing up for social justice.
Correct. Yes.
So,
And that's the problem.
yeah.
That's
What do
the
you
problem.
think would have happened if instead of Colin Kaepernick kneeled for social injustice, it was a white person who did that? Do you think it would have been accepted?
I don't even think it would have been noticed.
Eventually, somebody would have noticed.
No, they would have,
Because at
but-
first, Colin Kaepernick was sitting
Yeah, and he did
instead of
stand up.
standing, and nobody noticed it for 2 games, and he didn't say shit. And then the
Yeah.
3rd game, they were like, "Hey, well, what's going on? What you doing over there?" And he's like, "I got a whole fucking speech for you, motherfuckers." And he dropped it on them. Then they're like, "Oh, that's
Did he,
horrible." What do you mean?
Not really.
I mean, did he
yeah.
drop a speech on
Well,
anyone?
he let them know like what exactly. He gave them a whole like he had. It felt like he had all of this waiting to tell everybody when they finally put the microphone in his face, and he's like, "What's that about?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm protesting. Blah 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 blah." And then they made a big deal of it. So he said, "Okay, well, I'm not going to sit down on the bench behind all the other players
Yeah.
who are standing with their hand on their heart. I'm gonna kneel." And he started kneeling, and then that became the whole thing. But it started off just sitting down, which Marshawn Lynch has done every game his whole fucking career.
But has he done it for a reason or just?
Marshawn Lynch ain't gonna tell you what he's doing it for.
Yeah, he didn't really talk much.
Because Marshawn Lynch is a national treasure, and Marshawn
He truly
Lynch can
is.
do
Whatever
whatever
the
the fuck,
fuck
Marshawn
he
Lynch
wants to do.
Did you see him lighting
Because
the blunt on the
he
Al Davis?
is-
He
torch?
tried to. He was too short.
Oh, okay.
Or the
I saw
torch
that
was too
picture
high.
and I was like, yeah.
We are actually transitioning into Raiders. If you're done with this, we can talk about Marshawn Lynch.
You give me $100
Where?
Did he?
Where?
For what?
Alex says that Marshawn Lynch gave him $100 tip. I've heard this from other people as well. Where were you at? At the Foundry.
Ooh.
Was he playing video games?
No, it was a private party.
For him? Or he was
That's
just
cool.
invited?
It was a celebration of some sort.
Okay, at the Foundry, Alex was tipped $100 by Marshawn Lynch.
That's dope.
That he can't remember saying it was a celebration of some sort,
Yeah, he doesn't remember anything.
which renders him racist for not being able
he doesn't even know if that was
to
Marshawn
remember
Lynch.
what the black people were doing.
It might have been Marshawn Jackson.
No, alright. Fuck you, first of all.
Okay.
Wait, are you sure it's not O'Shea Jackson?
Was it? I think O'Shea Jackson's a little taller than Marshawn, too, so.
How tall is
Is he?
Marshawn?
5'9".
Oh, okay, yeah.
What? Marshawn's 5'9"? No.
Yeah. Real life 5'9", yeah.
Real life.
Listed at 5'11".
Yes.
Double shot of Hennessy, $100 tip.
Wow.
How was your pour?
Over.
Did you give... Oh, of course.
Of course.
Like he's going to tell you
But even just the fact
that I was
he
a
thought
company
of
man
you
on that Hennessy pour.
that
I
way.
was like, in
You
my
can't even
head,
remember.
1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, break.
I just had to double check with the owner of the bar at this point, and I was like, yo, is this cool? And like,
Can anybody hear him?
I don't think so.
Probably not. If you're going to talk, get a
The
little
guy
closer to
who's
Josh.
talking, I can't even understand him when he's like facing me and like 4 feet away. So I'm gonna assume you can't hear him.
Yeah.
But go on.
I'm okay with that.
Just,
Okay.
Well, just come closer.
You're
then.
just the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, but
You're
nobody
okay
can
with
hear
that.
you, so it's just almost pause right now on the audio.
Exactly.
All right, so yeah, are we done talking about Tim and Colin? My thoughts on this is
Other than the fact
fuck
that
Tim
is-
Tebow
Yeah, stop
'cause
police
he-
brutality.
he wasn't even good really, and Colin Kaepernick,
Honestly,
who
when
I
you
also
first brought him up,
didn't
I
like
got
Colin
him kind of
Kaepernick
confused
'cause
with JJ Watt.
fuck the Niners,
and then I was
but-
like, oh, actually, they're two different people.
Oh, I thought it was Zhuzh Watt.
JJ Watt?
Is that like
Is it JJ?
is that like Nordic?
I thought it was pronounced Zhuzh Watt.
It's Nordic, right?
It's
What, you don't get it?
just one more time. Zhuzh Watt.
Now you're French, Joujoi. So, Josh, how do you feel about the Raiders situation next year?
Hard pass.
Are you done with the Raiders?
Yeah, I don't really care.
I mean, you went to the game not too long ago,
Yeah, I sure did.
but you ain't fuck with them next year.
How are you
No,
feeling
I
about
just-
their move?
Yeah,
Is
so
that why you're not fucking with them?
Well, the move I'm pissed off about, but my interest in football has lessened because I'm sick of being. I now that we all know what happens to them,
Yeah.
I don't find it entertaining anymore. Like I remember last season there was like a clip of a guy who got hit so hard, he was on the ground and he was still moving his legs.
for the Cardinals,
Laid down on the ground. I don't even remember, but I just remember the clip. A guy hit, laid down on the ground, still moving his legs like he was standing up. And we know everything about CET. And the big thing for me is
CTE.
CTE. Yes, CTE. The big thing for me is Junior Seau.
Yeah, that fucking kills me.
When I grew up, Junior Seau was
The shit. He was the
He
baddest man on the
was
fucking planet. He was
like-
he was like
yeah.
Mike Tyson on the football field.
right. And that was the same time that like what's his name with the Astros?
Astros.
You,
Baseball?
No. Damn it, the basketball player with the Spurs, Eugene Robinson.
Eugene Robinson was the Falcons, right?
No, I'm saying the name wrong.
What happened to this person?
Well, it was around the same time where there was just like all these sports heroes on Sports
Are you talking about
Illustrated.
David Robinson?
David Robinson.
Yeah,
There you go, David
yeah.
Robinson.
He was a fucking Navy man and
Exactly.
God
okay.
first, eat
so
your vitamins.
okay,
He was Hulk Hogan.
That's
yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. So around that time, Junior Seau was real popular, and they were like on Sports Illustrated all the time. These big heroes, right? Cut to after Junior Seau gets out of football, and he kills himself, shoots himself in the chest and shoots himself in the chest.
So that they can
After what was
analyze his
reportedly
brain.
a night of him like having fun at a bar, playing ukulele and blah, blah, blah. But he seemed to be aware of CTE. So when he killed himself, he shot himself in the chest. And that guy was a hero growing up.
Yeah.
And so when you combine like the knowledge of CTE as a concept, and then you start to look at these players that were heralded as heroes in sports growing up, and then once you become an adult, they get out of sports, and then oh shit, out of nowhere they kill themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
fucking
think
horrible.
I think the whole, especially within the NFL, I think it's a layer cake of issues. It's that, and then it's also just, you know, kind of not necessarily get away with, but it's how like these people are, and maybe this is a side effect, or maybe they're just shitty people in general, but the things that they do outside of the game in their own personal lives that they seemingly get away with, it's like, it's kind of putting a spotlight on the fact that this whole, you know, organization isn't dealing with the issues that these people are going through.
So that is,
And you wouldn't find that in other companies.
no, but that is very fair. That is very fair. However, with the discussion I'm bringing up with the CTE issues,
Yeah.
and how we can at least at this point say what players have gone through with many concussions throughout their career, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
that it affects their behavior. So
exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
So
Maybe it's
there's
affected
actually-
their outside of
No, it
gameplay.
has.
Of it. Yeah.
oh, it
And it's the
absolutely
fact
has.
that the organization allows it to go on, and, you know, it's just, they're doing a disservice to these players and the people that are surrounding them in their lives.
I see what you're saying, but there's so much more to this issue that, like, what players, like, the violent things that players do outside,
Yeah.
the level of culpability is questionable because they're experiencing micro concussions throughout their careers.
Yeah.
And that's not to
Even the most routine practice play.
Yeah.
right.
It's
You
a
get a
fucking-
bruise on your brain.
Yeah.
Right. And so my point being is, for me, the biggest points of seeing someone like Junior Seau go through being this hero, and that resulted in him killing himself, and it relates to that. It relates to players' outside behavior.
Yeah.
And players get scapegoated as, oh, they're just not good enough. They're not strong enough personally. They're this, they're that. But really, we're talking about people who've had their brain damaged for
Multiple times.
Every day.
since they were kids.
Yeah.
And that doesn't excuse their behavior. However,
Somebody
there
needs
needs
to
to
be
be a
responsible.
particular light. And this relates to the criminal justice system, where for many years, we know for a fact, as a human race, that the brain doesn't fully develop to a certain age. Okay? I think
I
that's...
think it's like your early 20s is when it.
Yes, of course. Yes.
So then if you're someone who's been doing
but where we
this
can verify,
since you were a
where we
kid,
can verify, well,
If
but
we're
we
talking about
we can
players.
verify the development of the human brain to happen around a certain age.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, as relating to the criminal justice system, trying kids as adults, trying 14-year-olds, trying 13-year-olds, trying 11-year-olds as adults, it doesn't follow in the same way that it doesn't follow to hold certain actions of NFL players as culpable, because we can recognize these things. NFL players have multiple brain damage that occurs throughout their entirety of their playing career, just as we can relate that to kids who are under a certain age do things that they shouldn't necessarily be held to the same level of culpability as, say, a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
So it's... I find that there's a relative comparison between football players experiencing mini concussions that could help prove culpability on a level that could also convey towards kids not being fully developed.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not explaining that very well.
No,
but
I'm following you, and I agree with what you're saying. It's like you can't hold people to a certain accountability when they've been damaged, physically. They're,
or
you know
either,
what I'm saying?
either damaged or we can verifiably know they're damaged or verifiably know they're not developed enough.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with their profession. I mean, all of this is tied to the fact that they have been playing football their whole lives and this is their profession. This is what they do, So it's like you're trying to compare apples and oranges. Like, I'm someone who, I'm not getting hit every day. My brain isn't damaged. So I'm not going to make the same decisions as someone who has, a damaged nervous system.
Sure, but I'm not talking about comparing.
Well, I think people
damage
do try to
versus
do that.
not.
They try to make them seem like
No, they
they're
do.
at the
Yes.
level of someone who hasn't been experiencing what they've experienced day to day,
Sure.
All right. Damn.
But,
You guys
yeah.
were talking. I took a sip and everybody's looking at me. All right. Well, so we're going to conclude that segment. But before I go there anyway, shout out to the Seahawks. I'm talking about football, but I still fuck with it. Go ahead and beat the shit, concussed every Cowboy.
Show them your shoes. Show them your shoes, Captain Seahawk.
Niner shoes on.
Show them your shoes,
These
Captain
are
Seahawk.
not fucking Niners Seahawks. Fucking
Yeah, but look at 'em.
shoes.
Look
Yeah,
at 'em.
yeah. Come on.
Compare the Seahawks hat with
These
the
are
shoes.
not Seahawks shoes. I mean, Niners shoes.
Yeah, clearly they're
That is
not Seahawks
fucking
shoes
beige
because
and maroon.
That's looking a little gold and red, but
Fuck off, all of you, all of you, all of you.
Richard Sherman would disapprove.
Richard Sherman can fucking.
Actually, Richard Sherman would disapprove, but probably now wouldn't disapprove.
Whatever.
Because he's
gonna be
contractually
a fucking Dodger
obligated to.
fan in like a week or two. Shout out to the Seahawks. So now we're going to talk about,
Somebody's not the 12th man.
excuse me, snacks.
that's a real topic.
Excuse me. You want to talk about snacks?
I suggested it because we had looked up some snacks.
love snacks.
From
When I
our
went
childhood.
to Burning Man this year,
I was hoping you'd talk about Burning Man.
I was with a bunch of Australians and I fed them
Oi.
Muddy Buddies. Do you
Those
know
are
Muddy
amazing.
Buddies?
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
checks with the nigga checks, right? Because they're like chocolate.
Honestly, the first person who ever fed me
Correct.
those were Asian, but sure.
Well, I'm saying they're brown. They're literally brown. Whatever. Shout out
Covered
to.
with powdered sugar, though.
I thought they were brown. Aren't they brown? Oh God, what's he doing?
I don't know. I'm refraining from racism today.
I appreciate it. Thank
Good.
you.
Just for today.
Save me some fucking comments to respond to. But yeah, me and
but-
Josh do
but
get quite racist, and
on
it's
the-
quite funny. But we're gonna not do that on
On the
wax.
subject of snacks, I introduced American snacks to Australians I had never met before while I was at Burning Man, and they were like, "Holy shit, this is retarded."
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, this is what we're fed when we're kids."
What the fuck do Aussies snack on? Kangaroo?
Nutella's from Australia.
Shut the fuck.
No, Nutella's not
French.
from Australia. That's
Where is it from?
I was French.
Nutella's. Well, I can't say with any certainty.
Fact check.
But
Okay.
Nutella's like
Maybe it's something else that I'm
a
thinking
hazelnut
from.
thing. It's
I
do
can't.
Marmite.
Yes,
Australians
that's
love
what I'm
Marmite.
thinking about.
Okay, Marmite.
I'm opening this turkey jerky. Go ahead.
Well, Australians like Marmite, and
Yeah.
they like a whole litany of snacks, of course, as everyone does. But Marmite, I like it. It's like this, soy tasting, like very salty. I don't know what to tell you. What I can tell you, though,
Yeah.
it's not snacks. I can tell you about Australians. What I learned at Burning Man.
Okay.
They call nitrous, which we here call whippets.
Yes.
We call nitrous whippets, right?
Yeah. Take
In
it.
Australia, they
Few
call
whippets.
them nangs.
I think I've heard that before.
Nangs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why do you call them nangs?
Oh,
and they're like,
shit.
well, because when you do them, you hear that sound. Nang, 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 nang.
You really do.
I don't know anything
Have
about
you done
this.
whippets before? Or nangs? Or
The drug section is coming up next.
whippets aren't drugs.
It's not really dry. So, I mean, we call them whippets, but what we describe colloquially as
Yeah.
Americans is that it sounds like wah, 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 wah. And then what was also hilarious finding out at the same time is the Australians informed us.
Get that.
I was just going to ask.
It's Italy, by the way.
Thanks.
Is where Nutella comes from?
Yeah, Italy's from.
Okay.
Italy's from Nutella, and
Pernet's also from Italy.
I listed things to do.
Okay.
What the Australians also informed me was that the
Nobody's there. Okay. It was a ghost, Jerry.
the Kiwis.
Yes.
People from New Zealand. No, it's not derogatory at all. Is that they call whippets or nangs loons.
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 Like balloons because they use the balloon to blow it up. Okay.
Correctamundo.
Hold on. So what's the sound of the... You were going to immediately... Uh-oh. Mimi's drinking a 40.
Okay.
You should have had her drink out the bottle.
Thank you.
That probably doesn't sound very good. So yeah, this
Um,
whippet sound. What's the wah 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 wah?
I can't believe you've never had whippets before. I thought that was something that everyone did. It might be a white people thing.
Yeah,
That's fair.
oh, that's
I had a friend
that's why
when
you've
I
done
was
it.
living in Santa Barbara that just had a nitrous tank in his closet.
Yeah.
And you
I
just-
actually, I
Exactly.
could not imagine like growing up in like East Oakland, like the Laurel District, being at a house party, and they're like, "Hey, y'all know that nitrous business? Y'all got some crackers, yo, with them balloons and
Crackers?
shit." Like, no.
Yeah, I'm
couldn't see it at all.
I'm about this.
So I think you're absolutely correct. It's totally a white people.
Remember,
Yeah.
we were going to your house one night. Back when we used to go to your house after every show, no matter what the show was. And I don't know if it was. I don't feel like yelling anybody out right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. It was fucking. It was.
Yellow. Yellow. Yellow.
And probably
Yellow. Yellow.
Alex. And y'all were like, let's go to the other liquor store and get the whippets. I was like, what the fuck is that? And
That's fair.
And the balloon shit went the fuck down. I was like, whoa.
And you still didn't try it?
No.
Lame.
Well, I will tell you.
I mean, you're not missing anything.
I was.
but
Oh, that's true. Unless you're on acid.
Exactly.
On acid,
whippets are amazing.
on hallucinogens, whippets are.
Where's that?
That's when you learn the purpose of whippets.
Yeah.
But actually, I had no knowledge of whippets whatsoever until a former bar back of our venues.
Are we going to
introduced
yellow
me
this?
to it.
Who was his name?
It was
Yellow.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know him. Yellow. So, we're talking about drugs now. Obviously, you guys are way more experienced than I am.
Have you the
how
only?
so?
I mean, yeah. Have you only smoked weed before? Or?
And that's not a drug. I've drank alcohol. That's a drug. Tobacco would be a drug, or no?
I think also too, like I said, I don't know. I guess,
Okay,
and I'm
tell
not
you
trying
guys
to be racist, but I
my
really do
two-
believe that
what
There
it's
are
a black
white
thing?
people
most
drugs and
drugs.
black people drugs.
Well, not that there's black people drugs. I feel like black people don't really use the amount or the spectrum of drugs
Spectrum, definitely.
that other
yes.
people use. And when I say others, I mean Caucasians, because I'm mixed, so I kind of see both sides of
You
the
don't say.
coin. Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you guys my two drug stories, and one of them is probably not even really a drug story. First one is there's a time when all the rappers and shit were doing. That's when it first started.
Oh, the ecstasy. The
No,
Molly.
no,
the Thizz.
no,
No?
no.
Okay.
No. I don't even
Just
swallow.
the fact that she
I
just
don't even
said,
swallow
"Oh, the
Advil."
ecstasy," makes me question why she's a guest in the drug conversation.
She smoked crack a couple times. Let's talk about that. But
Who?
I've never smoked crack.
cooties.
How
He
dare
was like,
you?
"Get off me!" So yeah, codeine cough syrup,
Oh, okay.
lean,
Yeah.
bow, oil, that shit. There was a time where everybody was doing that shit, and
I think
was like,
everybody's still doing
if I'm drinking it, it can't be that bad. I'll drink some shit. I drink alcohol. I'll drink this. So we're about to go to the club. We get us a must have been not quite a liter. What's between a liter and a 20 ounce of soda? Whatever it was, that was a Sprite we got because that's what the Houston rappers do. So we got the Sprite. What? A pint of
Pint?
soda? In case you missed this, Alex just got flipped off by Josh.
a quart?
Whatever the case, a big ass bottle, but not a liter.
Okay.
And we put like a certain amount of ounces into that Sprite, give it a little shake, and we're drinking that shit, right? Headed to the city, headed to the club, right? Must be 22, something like that.
To
remember-
happily pay club drink prices.
Oh yeah, we
And
couldn't
then-
wait.
And then tell those serving them the drinks how it was so expensive
Yeah,
that they just couldn't tip them. Go on.
yeah, exactly. Hey, make it a little stronger.
Hey, big dog, big dog, big dog. Hook me up, big
me
dog.
up. Hook me
Hook
up.
me up, big dog.
Hook me up. That was me. So, I took like 3 sips, right? Passed it around before it came back to me. I remember hearing the music, and it slowed down like the song. And from where I focused to, it just like went from like, and I was like, whoa, shit, right? And I look out the window, everything's going slow. And I look out the window, and everything's like a fucking long exposure of the lights. And I'm like, damn. Woke up in my bed. That's all that happened. Went straight to sleep.
I'm gonna be honest, that's not very eventful, but
No, but that's my story. And I was like, yeah, I'm good off that. And then one time I smoked a blunt that had like hella fucking hash or keef or some shit in there. And I was like, damn. I
that's
was like,
still weed.
Sleepy,
I know.
Sleepy
I
times.
know. I told you.
Sleepy times, McGee.
I told
That
you.
is sleepy time.
I told you
but
my
that's-
second one
that's
wasn't
still
really even the
weed.
drug story. So I'm smoking it, right? And I'm thinking this is regular ass weed. And I wasn't smoking that much at the time. I remember I was like, damn, I'm fucking high as fuck, right? And then something happened and I was like, I just felt like I was on the roof, right? And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, all this wind, right?
Was it on fire?
No, it just felt. I just
that's good.
felt like the roof was not on fire. And so I'm like, hey, what the like, hey, I can feel hella wind, right? And the guy who passed on me, he looks at me, he goes, and he does like the training day shit. He's like, oh, you ain't never smoked wet before or something like that. I was like, what? What are you talking? Like, I'm like, training day.
I
type
totally
shit.
thought they were gonna say King Kong and got shit.
No, King Kong was not in the story, but I was high as fuck for way too long, like paranoid. Like I was like tripping the fuck out.
So what
for-
you're telling me is lean sounds like black people ketamine.
I have
That's exactly
no
what it
idea
is.
what ketamine is.
Ketamine is something you heat up in a microwave. Some people do.
We got a
I know
disagreement here.
Steve-O heated his up. In the
Have you never
microwave.
had ketamine?
Have I? No, I have actually never done ketamine, but I know
she's
what
not-
it is. I'm semi-familiar with it.
Can we get a substitute? I'm playing. All right, you guys.
Well, clearly lean.
What's your favorite drug? You two.
In Portugal,
Period.
everything's legal.
Is that true?
That is true.
Damn.
That is true.
Favorite drug? Come on. Is it really that hard? I'm pretty easy with my favorites. I can tell you favorite everything.
I mean, in terms of the experience I had, the strongest experience I had that was like my favorite would probably be acid. but I do use weed the most. So but then weed is not a drug to me. It's
No,
a
we're not
medicine.
gonna call weed a drug.
But that's something that I use more regularly.
It's not a drug.
It's not a drug.
What
It's
you got?
still it's federally it's still classified as a drug.
Fuck the
so
feds.
That's why I just fuck the federales, but that's what I
Yeah,
threw
me too.
in there.
Fuck the feds and the federales. What you
I
got,
feel
Josh?
like you're gonna say acid,
No.
but I could be wrong.
What you got?
I don't know. I mean, the most intoxicating drug to me is strong black women.
I love that answer.
And I'm not totally being disingenuous.
Sister. Yikes. If there's any strong black women watching this, Josh gets high off you.
We all get high off you, to be honest.
Yeah, I get a headache off
No,
you.
But
honestly.
as far as drugs themselves, it's hard to say. It really is, because obviously there's weed. Been smoking weed every day for years and years and years. But there's reasons to say it's not the favorite drug, because I could definitely see how it's stunted myself over the years.
Yeah.
Right. Then there's I love cocaine. All right. But
Oh, I've never loved cocaine.
it's
But
very
it's-
easy to be able to be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's too much business. So
All right, well,
it's
if you
hard to
guys
say.
don't have a favorite, give me a story or something. Our main topic is about drugs, and you guys have both given me like
Is this our main topic? I feel
This
like
was the
we've
main
got
topic,
multiple.
because what do you want? You want encouragement to do drugs?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
'Cause I'm
Well,
not
I don't
gonna
give a
do
fuck. I'm
that.
not doing any of it. I'm not encouraging you. I'm saying like we're talking. Talk about something.
The only thing I can say is that everyone has their own experiences, and
Yeah, don't say.
I mean, I think drugs can be very enlightening, and I also think that they can also be very disheartening and put you down a path you don't want to go on. There are good and bad things about them,
Yeah, don't
pros
say.
and cons,
You guys,
yin
gave,
and yang.
you gave me nothing.
Well, I would say as far as individual, like momentary experience, doing Molly, which is there's MDMA, there's ecstasy, there's MDA.
Yeah, I still can't. I still don't know what the fuck.
There's moon rocks, but like
Yeah.
rolling as a colloquialism. That's probably as far as using drugs is probably going to be the best feeling experience that you have.
Gotcha. Hey, you
I mean,
asshole over
acid's
there.
a solid.
Yeah.
Acid's a solid answer, but acid, you can never tell what acid you're getting.
Exactly, and it's
And so acid, every single time you do acid,
Yeah.
it's different because it's not the same
it's
acid.
it's a more personal experience. I feel like.
It can be.
Because with Molly, it's like everyone on Molly together. It's very community. It has that experience that comes along with it. But I mean, you and your friend can both take acid and go down different trips. So
Alex, what's your favorite drug?
Almost definitely some acid.
Say it again.
Lucy, she's fun.
Lucy. Do you have a story for us?
My first trip was over at the Arboretum, the fucking botanical gardens at San Francisco, and you know when you find yourself being followed by squirrels, and
What? Squirrels?
I'm not even fucking joking.
not to be trusted, ever.
It's one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever
It
had.
was beautiful. I thought that sounds terrifying.
That's why I was saying.
It was fucking great. They know.
Yeah.
They just know.
Where the hell's he going?
Into the back.
You got to piss? God damn it.
That's actually one of my favorite Rick and Morty episodes. Is the ones
That is
where he
my
can hear
favorite.
the
That was,
animals talking to him.
That was the
Fucking coup.
Just go sit over there while he's gone. Yeah, that was the interdimensional. Oh, not interdimensional cable. Interdimensional cable. No, that's one where they fucking both lost their memories and they had to like
Yeah.
plug in the shit to fucking Whatever the case. All right, we're going to get into some fucking, since the drugs and the snacks were horrible.
How long have we been talking now?
Cameraman.
About an hour and
it's been
15
an
minutes.
hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a
So,
long ass time.
We got some articles we want to talk about. We want to talk about eating bugs.
So, eating
Alex,
bugs.
what is your nationality, ethnicity, background?
I am.
Where are your
everything
people
that the,
from?
That the Philippines had run through them.
The Philippines. So people in the Philippines, they tend to eat some bugs every once in a while, right?
Oh, yeah, it's just good, man.
Yeah.
You ever
So-
had fucking balut?
That's
A
a
balut?
bird though.
Mm.
That's a
Yeah.
that's
That's true.
a
That's
bird.
very true. But let me
Excuse
know when
me?
you had some fucking fried spider.
So that's becoming the trendy thing, at least to the BBC, that
Only took
Because white people
thousands of
discovered it.
years.
white people discovered it. So it's
Thousands
the new
of years
thing.
for it
It's,
to become
yeah, no,
trending.
it's the
becoming a
new
thing.
superfood
Now that
to eat
BuzzFeed
bugs.
found
This is a
it.
woman with a fucking locust in her mouth, but she looks
So I'm
Asian.
guessing people who eat bugs are not vegan.
It's a steal.
Oh, yeah, I guess you couldn't be vegan, right?
Yeah.
If you're eating a bug.
No.
They're talking about how it's so much protein and it's a fraction of the resources of beef or poultry.
That's true.
So white people are going to start serving us fucking bugs. Are you ready for this?
It's delicacy.
I don't mind the idea of.
Have you ever eaten a
eating them.
bug?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about this. What bug have you eaten? Intentionally or not?
Oh, I think every time I've eaten a bug is intentionally. I guess. Well, actually, I hear that a lot of spiders go in your mouth when you sleep. So
I was about to say
Same
that.
thing.
yeah, so
Same
I've
thing with
eaten
flies and other
I've
smaller
ate
insects,
bugs
yes.
intentionally and unintentionally. When I've intentionally eat bugs, I've ate a lot of ants. A lot of ants.
Purposely.
Oh yeah, when I was younger, a lot of ants.
Oh, you would just eat
Don't
ants
leave
for the
food
fuck
out
of it?
then. Don't leave the food out.
Exactly. Motherfuckers keep leaving the food out. No.
Actually, that happened to me yesterday. And it was fucked up.
Oh, see, this is like
Alex, if you're going to sit there, talk into the mic.
I had some takeout yesterday, and don't leave out honey walnut prawns.
Oh, I would never leave out honey walnut
I
prawns.
fucked up. It was bad.
That's not something I don't even think that I would reheat these days. I'm not a big microwave person, so.
I don't know, you just wake up to a fucking ant invasion. It's it's not fun.
So you were a child eating ants.
Oh yeah,
What the fuck?
I
can't
thought a
imagine
lot
this.
of people ate bugs when they were
It's
kids.
a fantastic spice. by the
Never.
way.
Yes.
Alex, have you ever eaten
It's
a
a
bug?
spice. Ants
Let's
are
hear it.
definitely more spicy. Ants are spicy.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's hear it. Who? What?
but
When?
like just as a spice, you gather up a bunch of fucking fire ants, and then like they.
Oh, I never ate the fire
And you were
ants.
eating them.
No, you fucking
That's
stir them up
dangerous.
into a pot, and like.
You did this.
Yeah, it's a spice. It's a sauce that you would like put over.
Oh,
Yeah, it's almost like similar to a broth.
All right.
that's
Substitute.
actually pretty cool.
Substitute. Come on back. We need to talk to you
Cool's a
about
strong
bugs.
word. All right, I'm gonna jump out. Thank you.
Good night, Alex.
I need to sleep. I need to sleep first.
Make sure that shit's still recording for me, please. So, Josh, you missed it. We were talking about this bug shit, how it's all trendy and protein. It's less resource dependent as fucking poultry and beef. And so Mimi
You
said
mean sustainable?
it didn't use that. I was trying to find what it said, but I put the other window up. She said she used to eat ants as a kid for the fuck of it. He says he stirred up a pot full of fire ants. I don't know if I believe that or not.
what
Have you ever intentionally eaten a bug?
Not that I can recall, but I do support the idea that the only sustainable future is by using insects as a source of major protein, because we should not be eating cows at the level we are eating them, because the sustainability of continuing to feed cows and farm them,
All the water it takes.
and also just on the amount of water it takes alone, or the fact that red meat isn't really a staple of our diet, like of
tastes
human
good, though.
diets. We are being constantly fed, pun intended,
Bullshit.
this information that
Oh.
we're told what we are supposed to have in our diet, and it's only there to support major
Businesses,
corporate
yeah.
moves. Yes, I mean, beef we should not be eating at the level that we eat.
Yeah.
Like we really shouldn't. I mean, it's delicious. I mean, I cooked a filet mignon last night. And it was fantastic. But
You missed that.
but I mean, that was the first piece of big red meat I've had in a while. Not saying I've made this conscious choice to not eat as much. Because the easiest part of your pragmatic daily dinner could be just protein. Like as a single man, you have a steak, maybe a little something on the side. Like it's easy as shit to make.
Yeah.
But that's not a feasible daily diet. And so as far as insects should absolutely become a part of the staple of the next generation of diets because insects, just their larvae alone, their reproduction cycle is
I mean, fuck. They create
nothing.
like
They fuck like
thousands
rabbits.
of.
right. And so just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not a viable route of food.
I think I've
Like-
had like a chocolate covered grasshopper before too.
I think I had like
Sure,
I think I had like
and
a
I'm sure
worm
that they,
and
It's very salty.
a lollipop.
but isn't a lot of our foods?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I love salt. Salt's essential.
Yeah. So
an
how do you like
essential
your
mineral.
steak?
Oh, rare as fuck.
Yeah. If you're gonna,
You also like rare?
I mean, I don't really eat beef, but
If you're eating beef.
if I eat beef, it would be
You're
a
going to Texas.
filet mignon.
You're going to have to
rare,
eat beef now.
medium rare. No, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of barbecue down there.
Yes. Brisket.
But yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. I honestly, as much shit that vegans get, like I've been a vegan before. I know people who are vegan.
Eating insects is not
To me,
vegan,
I
though.
feel like the worst part of being a vegan is like the potential it could do on your own health if it does do something, because I think everyone's bodies are different. But in terms of the most sustainable diet for the planet, it's definitely vegan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I don't think eating
But
insects
beef-
is vegan, though.
Beef is good.
Still an animal, correct?
Yeah.
Human diets require more than the vegan diet can provide.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think the only thing that's wrong with the vegan diet in terms of being sustainable
no,
for the
is-
earth, yes, being sustainable for the individual person, like, is it going to provide you all the nutrients that you need? Is it going to keep you healthy? I think it's by person, but I think for the majority, no, I think you need some sort of ulterior, a different type of protein other than just plant-based.
Alternative protein.
Alternative.
Well, that's the thing. There aren't really a lot of protein-based plants.
Yeah.
Like
We're agreeing.
we're at the top of the food chain. So
Yeah.
we're omnivores. We're not herbivores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So vegans would liken us as humans to be herbivores, and we're not. We're just
Yeah.
not. Our bodies don't work like
I
that.
do love
We need-
herb, though.
We need proteins, but we're omnivores.
Yeah.
It's all about both.
Never had Omni.
Omni.
Delicious.
I don't know what. All right. All right. We're out of topics, so that's it.
All right. Well.
I mean, we've been talking for a very long time.
A
Everybody
lot of
else
this
has.
is gonna be
Everybody else has
edited.
clocked out. No, we're not. I'm not editing anything in between.
Wait, you're on the clock?
Yeah, we're getting paid for this shit.
By who?
So, I know you have something to plug.
Okay, thanks, Josh.
I was just gonna plug my. I have an Etsy account. It's called Mimi's Vintage Closet US.
Don't you also have an Instagram for this?
I do, and it's Mimi's Vintage Closet. I sell vintage pieces that I curate.
Is that shirt you have there vintage?
I mean,
Nope.
no, it's an older shirt, but it's not vintage.
Yeah,
so,
it's not vintage.
but yeah, that's the only thing. that I
Josh, you
have
got anything to
plug.
plug? Anything to tell the people?
Not really.
All right. That
I
means
mean, you can find me at I don't even know my own Instagram.
It's Your God Sucks
I mean,
Balls.
it's Your God Sucks Balls. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the spelling is.
Just find it. If you want to find him, if you're a strong black woman trying to get him high.
Hey.
Actually, it is phonetically spelled. Your God Sucks Balls. All
There we
one
go.
word.
All one word.
All one word.
I'm
Phonetically
following.
spelled.
I'm going to send all my strong black women friends over to you.
Flins?
Friends.
A whole lot of mispronunciations today.
Black women friends.
I am on Instagram, Twitter, and everything else, smooth as eggs.
you.
That's
This
fair.
is
I get a
the
lot of that.
Industry Special Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, soon to be Spotify. But it costs a lot of fucking money. I ain't got $400 a year for this shit. Sorry.
Right, but you can get Seahawks hats and 49er kicks.
Those are Jordans. Nothing to do with the Niners.
It's called budgeting. He puts those in the budget.
Yeah. Okay.
Spotify's not in the
Yeah.
budget.
Spotify is fucking expensive as fuck. Oh, yeah, MySpace, the Industry Special. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, also patreon.com/the Industry Special.
That's what you really should be plugging is the
Yeah.
Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon, you know. Seeing as you've given nothing.
I came on the podcast.
Oh,
That was my
Jesus.
gift.
She gifted Corbel champagne. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
I'm about to come on the podcast too.
Happy 2019.
Where are you coming at? Hopefully we can do this shit again when Mimi comes back in town. Josh obviously won't be traveling too far, so I'll be seeing him again. Thank you, Alex.
Yo.
Peace.